Honest and open communication is essential to dating and marriage if the relationship is to remain healthy, growing, and stable. Stay with me, and we will discuss honest and open communication, the very backbone of the I Do philosophy. Greetings, daters of all ages. I'm John F. Whitney, author of the book I Do If It's Equitable, a philosophy for dating and marriage to avoid the potential horrors of divorce. This is Section 1, Video 2, Why Honest and Open Communication is Essential to Dating and Marriage. I will leave a link below to Section 1, Video 1, a synopsis of the I Do philosophy. The Internet defines honest communication as being free of deceit and untruthfulness. Honest communication is used to persuade someone of the truth of something. The Internet defines open communication as involving no concealment, restraint, or deception. Open communication welcomes discussion, criticism, or inquiry. Honest and open communication is the very backbone of the I Do philosophy, if not any and every relationship. Face reality. If you cannot honestly and openly discuss any problem, issue, or situation while dating, it is highly unlikely you will do so during marriage. Problems, issues, or situations that cannot be honestly and openly discussed cannot be resolved and will likely lead to adverse consequences in the relationship, if not the end of the relationship altogether. I might even go so far as to say that every successful relationship has honest and open communication at its very foundation. To adopt the I Do philosophy means to continually and constantly be honest and open in your communication with your partner. You must expect, or if necessary demand, honest and open communication from your partner. Perhaps more importantly, you must expect, or if necessary demand, honest and open communication from yourself. To adopt honest and open communication in your relationship means no topic is off limits, too embarrassing, or too difficult to discuss. You must apply honest and open communication to every situation, problem, or issue your relationship faces. Do not forget to include honest and open communication in your intimate issues with your partner as well. Fail to adopt honest and open communication in your relationship at your own peril and consequence. In fact, as we will see in the will maintain element of the I Do philosophy, open, honest, and regular communication between partners assures that both partners remain in tandem as to the social, emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of the relationship. As we discussed in Video 1, there is also the issue of expectations for the couple to honestly and openly consider. The we expect element of the I Do philosophy discusses what the present and future expectations of each partner are, what they expect personally, and what they expect from the relationship. Its purpose is to allow both partners to honestly and openly address what they expect of themselves, the other partner, and the relationship while they are dating and before marriage. Its primary goal is to begin honest and open communication between the partners while they are dating and before they marry. Let's take an example, shall we? John and Jane meet. They fall madly in love. John has no children and no ex for Jane to consider. Jane has children and an ex for John to consider. Can you think of any questions for John to ask Jane, or any information Jane might need or want to share with John? Well, how many children does Jane have? What are their ages? Who has custody? Will the ex honor his support and/or visitation responsibilities? Is the ex financially and emotionally supportive of the children? If he is not, and John remains with Jane, guess who absorbs these responsibilities? Will the ex be intrusive into any plans John and Jane might make? John and Jane have the attitude that their love is all they need. Issues, problems, and situations that arise will work themselves out. John and Jane believe in the dangerous trinity that couples madly in love rely on. Ignorance is bliss, love is blind, and love conquers all. But contraire, it would serve John and Jane well if they would get their raging hormones under control, then honestly and openly discuss this issue, as well as any other issues they are aware of, situations, or problems that their relationship will face, before these issues, situations, and problems arise. Consider another example. Bob is 12 years older than Lainey, who has a son from a previous marriage. Lainey's ex is of no financial or emotional support. Bob works part-time by his own choosing as an optometrist. He traded additional income for the freedom to golf, boat, and work out. This lifestyle fits him perfectly. Lainey is a workaholic who wants to move up the corporate ladder in her federal job. However, she must end her workday by 3:30 to pick up her 10-year-old son Bron from school. This does not please her superiors, who expect her to be available for late-night meetings and trips to other countries to negotiate land deals. Bob and Lainey decide to marry. Through honest and open communication, they decided on the following. Bob will give up his part-time practice and become a full-time involved stepdad. This frees Lainey up to become more involved with work-related demands, assures Bron the emotional support and guidance he needs, and preserves Bob's desire to enjoy each day to his liking. Everyone benefits from these decisions. Lainey's income was always 4 times Bob's income, so she becomes the primary income source for the family. She also gains 4 times the equity in the relationship, contributes 4 times as much to the expenses of daily living, and places 4 times more than Bob does in the joint bank account. But these are issues we will discuss in an upcoming element of the I Do philosophy. Bob brings a house on a lake into the marriage. It remains his property, but will become the primary residence. Let's fast forward 14 years. Bob's mortgage is paid off. He golfs, boats, and works out to his heart's content. Bron benefited from having an involved stepdad through his formative years and is now a savant at the piano, due to Bob's initial teaching. Bron is heading to MIT in mathematics. Lainey is now the director of the land purchase program she works for. Through honest and open communication while they were dating, which in turn guided their marriage, Bob, Bron, and Lainey are one of the happiest families I know. A final example. Colette is a banker in love with a truck driver. Colette is concerned that she has a multitude of assets, stocks, bonds, and property she fears might be lost in divorce. She has been postponing the wedding due to these concerns. I gave her an early version of my book, I Do, If It's Equitable. She read it and discussed her concerns with her fiancé. They were able to adopt and or modify the will behave and we believe elements of the I Do philosophy to reach an equitable solution. Colette moved the wedding date up. This concludes our discussion on honest and open communication. Our next discussion will cover final issues, or loose ends as it were, before we begin to discuss the elements of the I Do philosophy. I hope you will join me. Leave me a comment if you have any problem, issue, question, or situation we might be able to solve together. I welcome any comments that can assist me in improving my presentation to you. Finally, if you feel that I am worthy of your time and effort, might you consider subscribing? And be sure to hit that bell icon so you know when I upload another installment of the I Do philosophy. Until next time, date wisely, date safely, and remember, I do if it's equitable.